I'm Beverly Hills. This is the Revive Zone. So today, and I do a lot of shorts. I have to keep reminding myself that I don't have to start in. I can actually say thank you for showing up, and I appreciate you being here. Okay, so but today, right now, in this particular video, which is not a short, I want to address like the generational curses that our bloodlines are suffering from, and that and as difficult as they are to break, they have to be done in real time, meaning that we have to break those curses as we live our life. It's not like we can go sit somewhere in a mountain as a monk somewhere and break those curses, because how they're broken is through actions. How they're established is through actions. So they have to be broken the same way. So if we find ourselves in the same dynamic, dealing with a particular person or the same type of situation, and we're responding the same way, just know we're going to get the same result. How we break it is in that moment we do something different. Instead of saying, get out, shut up, I don't care, when you know that you do care, you don't want them to get out and you don't want them to shut up. But you say it because it's on automatic, and the fear of doing something different is too great than it is to address what is really bothering you. So the way to break the curse is in that moment, instead of saying that and responding that particular way, is to first don't do that. And secondly, be willing to delve into it and say, let's talk, let's discuss it. Okay. I'll tell you how I'm feeling and you can tell me how you feel. And then we can delve into it. And at the end of that discussion, it may be the result of you two deciding to part the way. But it just means it was time to close that cycle. But it also means that you've taken the time to heal that. Now that doesn't mean it's completely healed. The wounds of it is still healed, but when you do that and when you address it openly and honestly, that's when the healing begins. And of course, this is going to be tests to see if you actually healed it, or you're actually beginning to heal it, because the universe is going to throw you another situation to see if you're going to respond that way. It gives you practice. So look at it as practice. But generational curses is something that have to be broken as we live our life. We can't sit somewhere in a corner where it's easy to break a curse. When you sit somewhere in a corner, there's nothing to test and try you. You can say it's broken. Of course, nobody's gonna get on your nerves if you're sitting in a room by yourself. There's nobody there. But when people are in that room, how is the energy functioning then? How are you dealing with it? So they have to be broken as we live our life. They can't be broken any other way. So relationships require constant care. I think a lot of relationships, they go awry because people think that now, because they're in a relationship, then they don't have to take the time and care for it. You do. If you're in a relationship that you value, you have to always be conscious and of how you say things to people. It has to first off, it has to matter to you. If it doesn't matter to you, then okay, well then that's another relationship that will go awry, because for every reaction you're gonna get equal. For every action you're gonna get a reaction to it. Okay. And sometimes that action is verbal, and sometimes it's just silent, but it's going to be a response to whatever we put out, and it's going to be an equal response, right, in terms of energy. And so again, we can't break curses without doing something different. So what keeps us from doing something different is the fear of being vulnerable, the fear of facing the things that has us responding that way in the first place. But until we do, we're not going to get a different result. And where we are now in the universe, in terms of how everything is evolving, the planet herself is evolving. And so how can the planet itself, the planet that we are on, that sustains us, How logical is it to assume or assert that the planet that we live on, that gives us, allows us to live and thrive, gives us the oxygen we need, the food we need, that planet itself, herself, is evolving to a higher state. The universe itself is evolving to a higher state. How logical is it to assume that the thing that's grander than what we are is evolving, and we get to stay the same? We get to say, I'm not changing. I'm not going to budge. I'm not going to move. It just means that you're going to get annihilated in the process of the planet evolving. Because how does the planet respond to people not wanting to change? Okay, this is how the planet responds. You cannot continue to drill into the planet for whatever you think you're drilling for and think there won't be consequences for it. She will just open up and swallow you and then repair herself. The planet, the universe, is not going to let anything that it created, that is responsible for its survival, that's giving it life force, to destroy it. That doesn't make sense. So to think that the whole universe can evolve and change, and is changing now, and that you, who is dependent on the universe, me, who is dependent on that thing, gets to stay the same, gets to say, well, I'm not going to budge. I'm going to keep doing things just the way I am. Well, you get to keep doing things the way you want. But again, you're going to suffer in the process, because everything is evolving now. And everything that chooses, we have the free will to say, I'm not going to evolve. You get to do that. We all get to do that. But I don't think we're going to like where we end up. We're not going to like where we end up as a result of not changing, because the only thing that doesn't change is change. Everything else just keeps moving. you know? So, again, healing and breaking those curses that requires us to heal is done in real time. It's done in real time with the people that we're interacting with in that moment. Okay? And a lot of times is that, okay, so let's say you have a group of people, or two people. Let's just say two people, keep it simple. Two people. And those people have come together lifetime after lifetime, right? Right. Lifetime after lifetime. And the reasons why we come together lifetime after lifetime is so that we could heal these very things. Okay? And so in each lifetime, we keep doing the same thing. So that means we're going to meet up again in another lifetime. Okay? And so in one of these lifetimes, finally, at the end of the age, we find ourselves, one of those souls say, I'm not going to do this no more. I'm done. I'm done. I'm going to, instead of me doing what I always did, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to do what's in my highest good. And my highest good is not to say shut up and get out and get on my nerves and all that. It's not to blow up and blow out. It's none of that. It's to stay calm and say, okay, and let it be what it is. So even though we have generational curses to break with people, with other souls, you can actually break the that generational curse for you, and that other person can choose not to do that. That's not going to affect you adversely. Once you do what you're supposed to do to break that curse, then you reap the benefits of it. The other person, the other people that chose not to, that's on them. But you close that cycle out for you. That means you get to go and you get to live on a higher plane of existence and get a different result from what you've been getting. But generational curses have to be broken in real time. So it generally plays out with doing the very thing we don't want to do in that moment. That very thing that scares the hell out of us. And so instead of facing that fear, what do? We blow up. We curse somebody out. We get violent. We get angry. We start pointing the finger. We do all that instead of being still and saying, okay, let's talk about it. Let's see what this is. Let's heal it. I'll listen to you and you listen to me. That's the only way you can do it. Wholesomely. So hopefully I didn't just rant on. I was trying to pull it all together, but you know how it gets, and sometimes thoughts just keep coming in. But yeah, thanks for watching. And if you have not subscribed, please subscribe if you like the content. And for all my new subscribers, thank you. And all my existing subscribers, thank you. I appreciate you all. Bye bye.